What is up, everybody? I don't know if so. I woke up. Well, I didn't just wake up. I've been up all night, and I was scrolling through my For You page just a couple minutes ago, and I found a video that kind of ticked me off because they're comparing players. And I don't know if me playing this video will get me like copyright strike. I think the person on TikTok is Mojo. If you ever do end up, if anyone watches this, her TikTok is Mojo. This is where I found it off of. I didn't find it off YouTube or nothing.
I threatened to kick him.
So I hope this don't give me copyright strike. Please don't, you guys, don't report it. Like I said, the person's her TikTok is Mojo, MOJO, all lowercase.
I threatened to.
I just saw that they were comparing some players, and it ticked me off for football. And you know, I'm big airhead for football. So I'm gonna play part of this. They're comparing. They're saying, it's basically would you rather players. Which player would you rather have? So bear with me. I will answer what I think, but when he answers, I will give you my exact reason why I disagree. If I disagree with him, and why, and if I don't disagree with him, and why. So, okay, so let's listen to this here.
Zach Wilson or Justin Fields?
Zach Wilson or Justin Fields?
Zach Wilson or Justin Fields?
I say Justin Fields. Hold up, I'll let him answer.
Wilson or Justin Fields? I would say Zach Wilson has a much stronger arm than Fields.
Lamar.
Okay. Before we go to the next one of those, I say I disagree with him. I disagree with him for one reason only. Joe Flacco. So I don't know if it was this last week at training camp, someone showed Zach Wilson up on that field as at the quarterback position, and that usually doesn't really happen very easily. You don't show up and do better than the starting position. There are backups that should do that, like let's say Aaron Rodgers with Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers showed that he was better, but I think I say Justin Fields, not because I hate, as a Packers fan, I hate the Bears, but you guys remember when he played for Ohio State and he made it to a national championship. He didn't win it. They lost to Alabama. But you know how big it is for them to get so close all 4 years he was in the NFL, and they make it in college. In the 1 year they made it to the national championship. That's pretty big for Ohio State. They don't get the top 4. They do not get the top 4 anymore. After he left and before he went there, they never got the top 4. They were really good, but they never got the top 4 until he was there. And I just think it's funny that people think that Justin Fields is washed up, not good no more. If he's not good no more, then what the heck has he been doing this whole time? Just throwing his career away, or what? That's not what a bad player doesn't usually look that bad. No offense, no player looks as bad as that just showed up. Hey, look at this. Justin Fields did not get showed up by the backup. But okay, even though the Bears really suck. They suck. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt that they suck at all. They don't suck. Because they do. But I disagree with. But I'm not saying that Zach Wilson's cannot come back, cannot like come to the season and show up really well. I'm just saying Justin Fields has potential. Even he's just on a very bad team. That's all I'm trying to say there. So the next one is Lamar. You know who it is.
Jackson or Joe Burrow?
Ooh, that is a good one. I do have some bias. I would say Lamar Jackson. Joe Burrow. Yeah, at some point they're gonna kind of figure.
Okay. There's one thing about that I disagree with, big time. You said Lamar Jackson, as you heard. Yeah, I'm sure you did hear that. But he was talking about how they're gonna.
A little bit more about Joe Burrow. He's gonna be testing a lot more. Lamar Jackson is. You can't stop what he can do.
Jalen Hurts.
He said that they're gonna figure out Joe Burrow eventually, but no one can stop what Lamar Jackson does. Dude, he got injured last year. People figured him out within the first 2 or 3 years of his career because all he does is hold on to the ball. He does not pass the fucking ball. He holds on to it and scrambles most of the fucking time. Sorry for my language, but most of the fucking time he holds on to that ball and he runs. He does not pass it half the time. Yeah, he passes it, but barely. All you see him do is run because that's all he can do, and he does not have the arm that Joe Burrow has. Joe Burrow was injured his first year in the league 2 years ago. We all remember that. He was injured because he tore his ACL. But do you remember this last year? Has Lamar Jackson made it to a Super Bowl? Did Lamar Jackson make it to the Super Bowl? His first, basically, year. He made it so close, but he did not make it there. He did not make it to the Super Bowl. Basically, his first year. His first year, he made it close, but he didn't make it to the Super Bowl. And basically, Joe Burrow's first season was this last season, because technically his first season, he was injured, so he really didn't have a season at all. He sat on the bench, injured. This last year, Joe Burrow came out and showed what he could do, and he made it to the Super Bowl. He didn't win. Yes, he didn't win. But he made it there. Basically his first year. And you know, he could have broke a record. Been the youngest player, or the only player, I can't remember. I think it was the youngest player to win a national championship, a Heisman Trophy, and a Super Bowl. He almost got that, but he didn't. He didn't though. But that's okay. But that's that's besides the point. The point is, Joe Burrow throws the ball, and he's a field. He is a general. He knows what he's doing on and off on the field. He does what it takes on and off the field. He tries his hardest. Last year, during the Super Bowl, they could have won. They could have won. There was a chance where they could have won, but they didn't. That's not because they sucked, or that he was overrated, or that they overhyped him and everything, and that he actually sucked and he got all luck. That's not what it was at all. If it was luck, how did he turn the Bengals from a crappy team to a Super Bowl contender? They made an appearance in the Super Bowl. Their first appearance in the Super Bowl. If they won, it would have been their first Super Bowl win. That's not because of the team or luck. It's because of Joe Burrow came out and showed what he could do, and he did. They could have won. I mean, like, Lamar Jackson has not done that much to make it yet. If Lamar Jackson stopped with always scrambling and holding on to the ball, and he actually did good passes, he could be pretty good. The same thing with Trevor Lawrence there. Trevor Lawrence doesn't always hold on to it, but he needs to make the better passes. Joe Burrow went to a crappy team. They had a crappy offensive line. They still did this last year. But you know, he still came out and showed them, I am Joe Burrow, and I can do this even with this offensive line. So, moving on to the next one.
Or Tua. Tua. Jalen Hurts or Tua.
I would say Jalen Hurts.
T. Higgins or A.
Okay, that I agree with. I agree with that 100%. Like, there is no part where I don't agree with that. Because, I mean, I don't really need to say why. Because Jalen Hurts can carry the Philadelphia to closer to a Super Bowl. They made it to the playoffs this last year. No one expected that. I don't think anyone expected that at all. I mean, I know I didn't. I for sure did not expect him to make it to a to make it into the playoffs this last year. Basically, it's his second year. So, well, his first year he did really good too, but he didn't get as much playing time because they had Carson Wentz at the time. So they're saying Higgins or AJ Brown. That's a tie there. I don't disagree. I can't disagree. It's a tie there. For me, both of them are really good, but how he showed this last year, depending on how he does with the Eagles too, for sure, Higgins. How the fuck that? But
That's not even that shit. AJ Brown.
CeeDee Lamb or DK Metcalf?
DK.
Zach Wilson.
that I agree with.
Zach Wilson or Zach?
I agree with that 100%. But, you know, I just think it's crazy how people don't look at the facts, bro. I'm not saying that he didn't know the facts on the players. I'm just saying that, because he obviously knew what he was talking. He probably knows a lot about football. I'm not saying that he didn't know. He doesn't know crap. Not like that. I'm not saying that at all. But I mean, you know, you just gotta make sure you put the facts there. But that's all I had to say.